I'm Chris Narbonese, one of the directors of Ferro Eleganza, and we really do structural steel fabrication and also the erection of that structural steel on site. AMKA consists of a large warehouse mainly, and there were a few other smaller roofs for factories and different structures to their plant that they have there. The factory roof is a lattice structure that's made of hot rolled steel, girders, trusses, columns that basically sit on top of concrete columns. And then the other portions of the building or the gantries were on beam structures and things like that hold tanks and so on. There were quite a few staircases that in the plant, tall staircase structures, and then there was about 2,500 meters of stainless steel hand railing that went in on all those staircases, walkways, but also on the buildings and balconies and so on. I think the challenges on a building like AMKA was really just that it's a production plant, and it had all the different facets that had to interface with the concrete, with the brickwork, and getting all of this done in the program that required. So it needed a lot of good communication and planning between the contractor and us as steel contractors, and obviously from the professional team as well, with all the different sections that had to come together at different times. The erection of the warehouse roof was quite a challenge because of it being so high. I don't remember the height now, but I think it's around about 30 meters high. And to hoist the material up there using cherry pickers, cranes, that was quite a complex thing to handle. I think also the logistics on the site, moving the material, many of the portions we had to do were inside, so the steel had to be moved by hand and hoisted by hand in some areas. So there were quite a few challenges around that. But I think apart from that, it was a well-designed building and not too many challenges beyond our usual. Definitely the structures that were done with steel couldn't have been done with any other building material. You can see that the engineers have obviously used concrete columns and concrete structures where necessary, but everything else was really done out of steel where it was required. There were some instances where they wanted to put mezzanine floors in, and where the whole building had concrete, there were areas that they chose to do out of steel flooring, beams with Bondec floors, for the simple reason that the client wanted to have the option of removing it at a later stage, where the steel really helped with that. If it was concrete, then it wouldn't be able to be removed when the client needed the space. So I think there were factors like that. Obviously the staircases, giving the steel look that they wanted, and those stainless steel balustrades, if you look at the whole building, it really stands out and it complements the whole building. The way the whole project came together at the end, the client was very happy. We never had any problems with all the different areas coming together. But I also think over the last few years we've noticed that there's just a lot of warehousing going on in South Africa, and this being a production plant, really having a lot of giving work to many people in South Africa. It was nice to be involved in a nice big production plant that we don't always do these days anymore.